Stockwell's report would later suggest that his men were still in their trenches, being tempted out by the Germans. Frank Richards recalls that they had to be ordered back in.
Gotta be ashamed of yourself, son.
They do agree on the next part of the story. With German officers present, a formal introduction is required.
Good afternoon. Captain Charles Stockwell, commanding officer, Royal Welsh Fusiliers. My orders are to keep my men in my trench.
Bestimmt, rufen Sie die Männer zurück. Männer, zurück in den Graben, sofort, schnell!
Stockwell instantly warns to an enemy as keen on military order as he is. These are clearly people he can do business with.
Herr Schmidt suggested perhaps for one day, as it is Christmas, we could perhaps allow one day for truce.
So when they offer a truce, he is prepared to accept.
Very well. Perhaps just for one day, but I suggest we set a time limit.
They agree Christmas Day only, to finish the next morning at 8:30 sharp, with one final condition from Stockwell.
Agreed?
Very good, but I must insist our men remain in their own trenches.
Einverstanden.
Like all diplomatic negotiations, suitable gifts must be exchanged. And typically, the Germans are well prepared.
Männer, bringen Sie mal den Fass rüber, das Bier, ja?
They have raided a local brewery and offer some of the proceeds as a Christmas present. Stockwell is suddenly caught out by the lack of a suitable return gift.
Most kind of you. Just one moment.
But then has a brainwave.
Sergeant! Be so good as to bring me a plum pudding.
Belgian. Oh, very good. Thank you, Sergeant.
Thanks, sir.
On behalf of the King and the Royal Welsh Fusiliers, I present you with this Christmas pudding.
Von den Royal Fusiliers und von dem König, das ist so ein Pflaumenpudding, ein Weihnachtspudding.
Vielen Dank.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. I hope you enjoy it. Happy Christmas.
Fröhliche Weihnachten.
Goodbye.
According to Stockwell's report, this marks the end of any contact between the two sides. But according to Richards, lubricated by the beer, they slip back into prolonged fraternization for the rest of the day. By midday, nearly half the British frontline army is involved in the truce. They are in effect committing mass treason, an offense that can mean the firing squad. At an undisclosed location behind the German lines, they are waiting to begin lunch. When the missing officer finally returns, he has a guest in tow. The account refers to him only as Harry. There is no record of his surname, perhaps for good reason.
Harry, may I introduce my commanding officer, Major Müller.
Harry.
When the two met in no man's land, Harry complained of missing many of the comforts of home, most notably his favorite brand of champagne. The Germans have plenty, liberated from a nearby chateau, and invite him to share it with them over Christmas lunch, an offer too rare to resist.
It's a very good year.
Anscheinend scheinen Sie sich ja im Champagner auszukennen.
Ja, er mag unsere Scheune, glaube ich.
Oh, das geht aber nicht normal hier.
Das Ganze daneben.
Ja, das ist euch bestimmt schon ewig nicht mehr getrunken und jetzt muss ich...
Well, I think a toast. To your health.
Auf unsere Gesundheit.
Happy Christmas.
Oh, ja.
Frohe Weihnachten.
Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas.
The British High Command is worried, but not nearly worried enough. So far, they have just seen the tip of a very large iceberg. The sheer scale of the truce will not become clear for days when all the individual pieces are put together. Cameras are officially banned, but High Command has not yet bothered to enforce the ban. They will soon change their minds. Letters and pictures find their way straight to the front pages. Mail is uncensored. This oversight will also soon be corrected, but not before the damage has been done. Everywhere this Christmas afternoon, events are taking on a life of their own, helped by the former skills of Civvy Street. Artists and artisans from every walk of life. And someone in a Lancashire regiment must have been a clairvoyant, because he's brought the perfect accessory for a day off at the front. A football.
Cheese, man, cheese!
The same scene is repeated in a dozen places, with tin cans, rolled up sandbags, whatever can be found. With teams of 60 aside and less than perfect pitches, scores, like the ball, disappear in the melee. Although one game did produce a familiar result. 3-2 to the Germans. Time seems to stand still. Many wish it could stop here.
It's all very well for Englishmen at home to talk, but when you're out here, you begin to realize that sustained hatred is impossible.
God, why cannot we have peace and let us all go home?
Always hate, war and discomfort on a day like this. I remember thinking, this indescribable something in the air, this peace and goodwill feeling